Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, what's up? It's Tarot Tuesday. So we're having a really chill week here at Ho because Lavender said so. It said, yo, you're going to chill out this week. You're going to be peace, right? The only place we're going to go is inside. We're going to carve out some new rooms in our hotel of self, and we're going to give some really special rooms to some really special energies called joy and love and peace and power. And that's what we are going to have inside of us this week because Lavender said so. So welcome back, you guys. It's Tuesday. I'm sitting here kind of laughing because I need to still record the Daniel Scranton video, but I thought, well, I'll say hi to you first and get the clog out of my throat. Thank you. And then I'll read the Arcturian channeling. It literally is saying things in it today that I said yesterday. Like, just kind of the same topic. Like we really touched upon a lot of things yesterday because it was a 2-hour long podcast. And one was like, we are going to change the world and it ain't going to be hard. And I think I said something exactly almost to that. Like, we're going to change the world and it's totally doable. And, it's actually not going to be hard. And that's what they said today and part of their thing. And I was like, damn it, I knew you guys were spying on me. And they were even talking about how they closely monitor certain people. Everybody's closely monitored. You are closely monitored. How do you feel about that? Your higher self, right? The greater soul version of you keeps a close eye on you. Everything that happens in your life has kind of been meticulously planned. I know. You're like, what? Yeah. You're that special. You are special. So anyways, we hung out yesterday with Lavender. We got lots of cool affirmations. We'll do that in a minute. And then we're going to do a new moon in Libra spread by The Divine Journey. The.divine.journey on Instagram. And I never, hardly ever, I don't know if I've ever done, especially here, a astrological spread. It's not too often. Maybe one other time I was really drawn in, right? But usually I skip the moons, I skip the retrogrades. Like, I just don't. I try to keep it timeless in general. But this spread looked so badass with the Libra woman holding the scales, and it's a 4-card spread. And I thought, let's do that. So anyways, The Divine Journey. And it's a 4-card spread, and it seemed pretty jiving with what we're doing here this week. We're gonna pull the first card for our head space, second card for our heart space, and then on the scales, left and then right, we're gonna do a nurture card and a release card. And it's like, what the heck did Lavender want to talk about? What's going on in our headspace? If we're entertaining illusions and negativity and judgment, it's like we've really got to reevaluate our tenets. I'm just laughing because I try to work and my throat clears at the right time. We got to reevaluate the tenets that we let live in us and we invite in, or we let live in ourselves and think about what's been in your head way too long. Like, this mother trucker don't even pay rent. He trashes the place. He does not respect you. And you let this nasty thought live in your head. He's just been in there. And of course, we're going to make him seem like a dude. But why would you even let him in your head space anymore? Right? And it's like, what's in our heart space? Are there any, it's like, why aren't we feeling 100% love, joy? Why do we get that moment sometimes where we are so touched and so overwhelmed and almost bring tears to our eyes? And what do? We try to make it stop. We try to pinch it off or remain composed. Okay, you guys, we need to stop that. We need to feel. We're feeling beings. So I thought this was a cool layout, because like, what do we want to nurture? And then, what do we want to release? So it's going to be pretty general, simple, but I like these kind, especially when I don't really have any questions. Like sometimes I don't have questions. I don't care to know anything, actually. So I just say, okay, universe, what do you want me to know today? Because I don't really know what I need to know or want to know, and you just tell me. So I just kind of open it up to the cards. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. And you can grab your deck and your tea. But I also want to tell you that last night I started reading the 4th book from Lynn V. Andrews and her 1980s Medicine Woman series. I'm on the 4th book called Star Woman, and I am definitely going to blog about this at herboracle.blogspot.com. I think I mentioned the 1st book on there once, but now that I'm on the 4th book, and there have been so many synchronicities between my life, what we do here, A Course in Miracles, just life and everything. These books, like, I don't know, she wrote them in the 80s, and here I'm finding it in 2020, and they're perfect for me to read. They're a perfect reminder of what I'm doing here, like in my personal life, even what I'm doing here at Ho, even this podcast, and of course Herbal Marie too, but more this one, because this one's more of a feeling being, but part of her Native American teachings, or Native, actually I think it was like Canadian Native teaching that she went through, was these older medicine women taught her a lot of things, but one of the things was about power. And we should all, after we get stronger, right, after we balance the feminine and masculine within us, when we come to this stabilized place in our spiritual journey, we are supposed to make an act of power or an act of beauty in the world. And an act of beauty, as she says in this book, is the reason for an act of beauty or an act of power, but I like act of beauty. Act of beauty or act of power is to create a mirror for yourself so that you can begin to know intimately who you are. So hers was to write a book of her experience. That was her act of power. That was her act of beauty. But when I read it last night on page 7 in the introduction, and 7 is my life path number, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm doing at Herb Oracle. Like, that is my act of power or act of beauty, because I do show up. I am honest. I am vulnerable. I am reflective. I'm contemplative. I'm creating a mirror for myself so that I can know intimately who I am. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's just so interesting that, like, sometimes you read things and you're like, yes, and I'm doing that. But yeah, last night there were so many times I've already, like, devoured almost half of this book. But like, the Indian women were talking about, dissolving the ego, and then that way we can really shapeshift and alter our consciousness. And it just is an amazing book series, and it's interesting and easy to read, and I love it so much. So I'm gonna have to definitely do more of a blog post about it and put the books in order so people can hear about them and find them. I mean, I know she's going to be re-releasing them, You know how, because I reached out to her to see if I could network with her other book. She said no. Well, her secretary said no because they're going to be re-releasing that book, and I'm assuming these books too. And she should, because she was ahead of her time. Like, people are probably more ready for this book now than they were in the 80s. So anyways, I'm reading Star Woman. We are made from stars, and to the stars we must return. And I really did not realize how much, galactic stuff would be touched upon in these books. Not a lot, but like, enough that they really did know what was going on, and with the world and how we're all connected. And you'll love it. You'll love it, because like they always mention how woman is ultimate, and they just come right out and say man is lesser. And the only way for a man to complete his spiritual journey is through a woman. I mean, it's a really interesting book. You would like it. But the one thing that I'm appreciating about it so much, well, one, it's giving me entertainment, of course, because I'm not taking my phone to bed, and I don't watch TV or nothing like that. So I need to find entertainment in books, and I appreciate that, especially because it's so wholesome. And but also it is reminding me and showing me new but old ways to rediscover the power that so drastically got crushed for me. And I can see now what happened and why. And they talk about how to protect yourself spiritually, and you'll love these books. You'll love them. All right, on that note, let's love up the lavender affirmations this week and get ourselves some tea, get our deck of tarot cards, and then you're gonna pull with Herbal Marie. She's such a hoe. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our calming herb of the week, lavender. And I dedicate them all to you, my lovelies. I am peace. I give joy a place to live inside of me. I let go of my illusions. I am at peace with my world and myself. I express my happiness. I rest, rejuvenate, and reside in serenity. I am peace. I give joy a place to live inside of me. I let go of my illusions. I am at peace with my world and myself. I express my happiness. I rest, rejuvenate, and reside in serenity. And so it is. All right, you guys, it's worse than I thought. The Arcturians are definitely up in my business here. So I just uploaded the higher frequency energies that we're sending, whatever it was titled today. And at the end of it, they said, what you need is more joy. So I just love the synchronicities, because this week we're giving joy a place to live inside of us. We are going to be the ones that decide to smile and feel good and spread love and spread light and do our forgiveness work and refuse to fall into hatred and separation. I'm just done with it. Aren't you just so fucking done with it? All right, so anyways, just love each other. Just everybody love each other and love yourselves and love, just be love. Just love. I am love. I am light. I am peace. I am truth. Just emanate it out. All right, I got to get my phone away from me, but I can't get my phone away from me because I need this picture. All right. I need to delete videos off my phone. Apparently I'm out of storage again. How does that happen? Oh, well, 5,000 photos will do it. Dang, I need to clean house. It's just, who wants to do that when you're doing other stuffs? Okay, so let's get on. Let us get on. I'm going to go over to my Instagram tarot spread layout. Okay, I'm going to do that and go to all the tarot spreads. Oh my gosh, Solstice Shop. I swear to God, I'm just a page for her because she is pumping out the best, like, she's pumping out awesome spreads faster than I can keep up with. Here's a leaves falling, autumn's calling tarot spread. Good Lord, she's freaking incredible. Screenshot. If I like a spread, I screenshot it and then later I upload it to Tarot Spread Layout. So if you're on Instagram, Tarot Spread Layout already has more followers than Herb Oracle has. It's got 457 followers now that are keeping an eye on some of the tarot spreads that I'm just hoarding. I've hoarded 75 now, which is plenty. I could stop anytime, but Solstice Shop keeps pumping them out. And the Divine Journey pumped this one out that not only did I have to screenshot and upload, but it also went against everything I said I wasn't going to do here, which is the astrological stuff. So she got me to, go against what I even normally do. All right. So the Divine Journey, you can visit her, the.divine.journey. And so AJ, Marty. Hey, my mom almost named me Marty. She always tells me that every time she hears the name Marty. She goes, I almost named you Marty. I wanted to. And then at the last minute, I thought Sadie. So every time I hear the name Marty, I think I was almost a Marty. All right. So anyways, you can visit her. She's a witchy woman, average nerd, magic maker, card slinger. I'm just trying to find some peace, man. You want to come with a community of magic. So anyways, she's got beautiful posts and she freaking nailed this layout. Just gorgeous eye candy. And let me see what she says. I want to read it out loud because let's see what she said. New moon in Libra. This was 4 days ago. I'm a little late, but it's okay. I had myself a new moon, didn't I? Good Lord. So new moon in Libra. So that's good because I was triggered this new moon big time. So I should do this spread. Simple and to the point. Where you are, what you feel, what to focus on, and what to let go of. So that's what we doing. Our head space is basically where we are. Our heart space is what you feel. The third card will be nurture, what to focus on, right? Because what you put your attention on grows. What you nurture, that's what you get more of. So nurture what you love, y'all. And what to let go of. I think we kind of all have a good idea what we could be letting go of in our life. Come on, it's the same shit, different day. You know it. And it's finally time, like, listen, let's do this. Let's let this go now. So we'll see what the cards say. And guess what, you guys? Remember how I was saying, like, forever and ever, I'm going to get one of those coffee cup warmers? I got 2 of them now because I found a deal where it was like 2 for the price of 1, a 2-pack. So I have one upstairs and one on my desk. And so that means this tea that I have in front of me will be hot the whole damn time. The whole time. And last night, as I'm reading my book and chapter after chapter, and I would go back for a swig, I was just like so thankful that I was like, and you're still hot, and you're still hot. And actually, when there wasn't very much left in the mason jar, it's like a smaller mason jar. It's not smaller, it's skinnier. It's like good for dilly beans. But anyways, it was so hot at the end because you gotta watch, man. I wish there was a timer on these things because now I have to be responsible for remembering to unplug them. But anyways, I finally did it. I got it, and I just wanted to share that with you. Yep, my tea's still hot. 30 minutes later, my tea's still hot. The only thing is, like, you can tell if you're good with the taste. You can, like, 30-minute later tea that's been hot. I mean, some of the volatile oils, you can tell, but most stuff you cannot. So yeah, I chugged a couple cups of other random hot liquids. Like, my newest addiction seems to be instant decaf coffee granules. Great value. And then I add a dollop of heavy whipping cream. Oh man, I just, it's like, do I have to have something that I'm addicted to all the time? Like, I'll give up one addiction just to replace it with another one. Like, but you know what? We got to keep on going. We got to keep on trucking. You got to do something that brings you happiness, right? We need more joy in our life. And although I don't always think that we should rely on our bodies for that joy, I mean, hey, my mouth is a big joy receptor, So that's like the most pleasure my face has been getting this year is what hot liquid I put in it. So I'm going to drink my decaf, my instant decaf, all right? Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. All right, one more other random thing, and then I will settle down and focus. So the other thing that kind of struck me about this new moon in Libra, tarot spread by the Divine Journey, it goes up, down, across, left, right. So it brings back in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit thing that, like, I did at Catholic school when I was a kid. Now, synchronistically, that's already been like, I noticed it, and I don't think that's what she meant by it, but that's what I'm seeing, because in my life, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit has made a re-emergence in my energy field. And it's not because I'm going back to Catholic church or anything like that. It's not Catholic church. I'm not going to mass, all right? But I have been reading A Course in Miracles, which talks about the Holy Spirit. And it occurred to me that I went to a Catholic school for 7 years, and I don't ever remember hearing anything about the Holy Spirit other than when I would go in the name of Father and Son and the Holy Spirit, just, rote ritual that you didn't really think anything about. You just were doing it. Anyways, in the Course in Miracles, it really talks about how the Holy Spirit is a nurturer. I know, and our third card is nurture. The Holy Spirit is here to nurture us and, help us get closer to Source. And you can only really follow the guidance of one thing at a time. So it kind of just lays it down in the Course in Miracles and says, listen, you get to choose, but it's like you either have to follow the guidance of truth from the Holy Spirit who's leading you closer and closer to God, or you follow the guidance of your ego who actually don't give a shit about you. Okay, they don't say that in the book. But that's how it interprets to me. I should write my interpretation of A Course in Miracles, and it would sound like a pirate trucker wrote it. But anyways, I've been kind of thinking about the Holy Spirit in a new way, and thinking, I can't believe that I never really, I didn't really think of the Holy Spirit almost like an archangel, not quite, but you know what I mean, like a nurturing spirit that's actually here to comfort us and nurture us and lead us closer and closer to Source. And then we get so close, and then we just kind of get scooped into all it is. But anyways, I just noticed that if you look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, it is in the name of the Father and Son and the Holy Spirit. So anyways, interesting. That's it. It's just kind of random, but it's just so interesting how, like, things reemerge for you. And it's not that, like, it has to be the ultimate truth, but, like, you have to sort of say, okay, what's significant about this for me, right? So it's like if you start seeing dragonflies everywhere, and then you see like a dragonfly notepad, and you see a dragonfly this and different places, and it's not just because you went to someone's, it's not because you went to my friend Stacy's house who loves dragonflies and no, I mean like random synchronistic. You better notice that stuff and see how your guides, your Holy Spirit, your higher self is communicating, trying to communicate with you and get your attention. So as you know, like numbers are how my guides communicate with me so much. I've been seeing 9, 19, and 19, like even right here on the Divine Journeys page. She's got, well, it's liked by Cardamancy Spreads and 19 others. So I've been seeing 19 everywhere. I've been seeing 9s. I know that's because I've been focused on the 9D Arcturian Council. But today in their channeling, they said that they are getting ready, like as we shift into the 5th dimension, they are getting ready to shift into the 10th dimension. And I was like, whoa. And like I thought that to them, like, wow, dude, whoa. And then I look up and it's 919. And I don't know, like that don't make sense to anybody but me. That like I was thinking of them, I look up, I see a confirming number, one of my numbers, and it's just like, high five. That's it, man. That's how my life is. This is why I have no friends. This is why I have no friends. All right, you guys ready? 4 cards. Now, the one is going up by her head. Now, it's just going to look like 1, 2, head, heart, and then, ooh, heart space is laying on its side, just so you know. It's like laying, yeah, so it'll look a little different on the table here. That's cool. So awesome. And she's got the moons above her. I just love this picture. I just love it. I could get lost in this picture. There's roses, there's grapes, there's a little birdie on a branch, there's cosmic stars. I see some, what is that, maybe Mars back there. Oh man, it's good. It's good. All right, ready? So I'm working with the Herb Crafters Tarot. That's been my deck this year. We'll have to see what I do next year. Will it be this one? Will it be another one? Will I even do Tarot Tuesday? Ooh. How could I not? All right, here we go. Okie doke, here we go. Headspace. Where am I? Where are you? Where you are. Okay, so this first card that you're going to pull kind of shows you where you are. Man. And you can self-reflective think right now, contemplate, where have I been in my head this week? After I got that Friday new moon bitchy ass bullshit purge out of my system, I've been amazing. So good that my card decided to throw it, to just flop itself out, throw itself on the floor. All right, so where am I? Madre of Air, motherwort. Okay, thank you for reminding me of this. I have been a little bit worried about my kids, but I'm better now. But I almost could have, had a little bit of a motherwort moment all the time, right? If you have kids, sometimes you get a little extra worried about them. Because every time my son gets like too much mucus, I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I actually gave him like drugs yesterday. Yes, I gave my child drugs. I gave him some type of mucin, like a generic Mucinex and Flonase, and I know, because I've been pumping him full of herbs. I am giving him Golden Seal, what I have left of it, and teas out the wazoo. I mean, he's like, Mom, he's like, I'm so tired of peeing so much. Because all day long I'm like, drink this, drink that, drink this, drink that. And he seemed better yesterday, so we'll see. But anyways, motherwort, where am I? But definitely focusing on my kids. The main thing that I've been focusing on, and I even reminded my mom of this yesterday because she's worried about my younger sister with good reason. She's fucking just making disastrous life choices and out of her fucking mind. But anyways, that's another story. So anyways, as a mother, it don't matter if your kids are little teenagers or in their 40s, you still worry about those mother truckers because like that's just what mothers do. Now, I'm really encouraged to put quotes around what mothers do because we think in our headspace we're supposed to worry about our kids, but actually we are doing them a disservice when we worry about them. But I worry about them because I love them. Well, actually, then your definition of love is fucked up, because you cannot worry about somebody and love them. Okay, so we have done the laws of the universe. Do we understand now that what we think puts out energy? Okay, so if we are worrying that something bad is going to happen to somebody, we are actually cursing them. We are actually putting forth the energy of that very thing that we don't want to happen. We're putting forth the energy of it happening. So worry is not love. Worry is a complete bullshit illusion, emotion, frequency, whatever, that is disguising itself in your brain to be like, oh yes, I'm love, I'm love. No, you're not love. You are not love. Worry, you are not love. Worry, you are fear in a Halloween costume pretending to be love, but you are not love. So please, if you've been, and because I know I do it too, if you have lied to yourself by saying, I worry about the people that I care about. Well, if you care about them, then love them, because then you're sending them good energy. Then you're actually helping them with your love. You're not helping them with your worry. Your worry is bad news, so stop it. But anyways, so I'm glad this came out, because I have been having touches of worry. Like he coughs and it's like, like all this bullshit coming up his throat. And I'm like, oh my God, is he okay? Right? Well, okay, so I'm falling into doubt, fear, questioning. I'm falling into worry. I'm not blessing that son of mine. I'm cursing him with my worry. So I need to like definitely chill out. And so anyways, hey, speaking of my sister, she just texted me. Now she sent me these random texts all night. She's on drugs. Okay, just gonna tell you. And that's why my mom's worried about her, because she's losing her fucking mind. And I am just trying to avoid her. I'm just trying to avoid her. So anyways, but my mother, being the type of mother that worries because she cares, she's in that belief system. She's my mom's. I'm surprised that my mom hasn't been riddled with sickness because of how much she's worried about my sister for her entire life. My sister has always given my mother something to worry about. So anyways, that's what I was talking to my mom about yesterday. My mom's like, geez, I'm just worried about your sister. And I'm like, I know. I'm like, Mom, but it's like there's nothing that energy is going to do to be benefiting her. You've got to just really detach from it a little bit. So anyways, Motherwort comes in to say, what's in the headspace? Yeah, you're right, Motherwort. I have been thinking about my kids, and then my mom is thinking about her kid, and then of course I'm thinking about my mom and my sister, and yeah, Motherwort is here with the Madre of Air. So I just want to, for curiosity's sake, I feel like I've already gotten the message, but let's see what's in the book. So yeah, the Madres are all about love, nourishment, and guidance. But anyways, yeah, she just literally texts me just while I'm talking to you. Are you home today, right? I think we should talk, don't you? Okay, so she is thinking that I've hacked her phone. Now, I don't ever talk to my sister. Like, it's been months. It's been months since she's messaged me. And so I guess at some point through the night, she's like, She is basically saying that I've hacked into her Verizon and been I mean, I might have to call her to see how delusional she is today, so I can let my mom know. But anyways, she's thinking that I owe her $300 because I've hacked into her Verizon. Oh, girl. Don't you know my ex-husband pays my Verizon? All right. Actually, see what I mean? I can see why Motherwort's here for me. Like, I have to have the ultimate patience now with my sister if I do decide to talk to her. I mean, because there's a part of my ego that wants to attack her for being such a rude little bitch to my mom. My mom, you know what I mean? Like, she has just been so awful to my mother. Mentally abusive. And and ungrateful and psychotic. And just put my mom, and continues to put my mother through the ringer. So, I mean, like, on the one hand, I'm like, listen, I'm reading the Course in Miracles, but I haven't finished the book yet. So you should probably stay the fuck out of my way until I'm done. Like, I'm trying to be a good person here, but I'm only on chapter 13. So that's what I'm saying. I should probably just ignore her. All right. So Motherwort with the Madre of Air says, quick bite, deep nourishment. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Be fierce in service to the heart of the matter. So anyways, yeah, mothering issues have been in my head. You know, I'm trying to let my children do what they need to do and be who they need to be and not be overbearing, but yet still be guiding. And then, you know, it's like, as a homeschooling mom, I'm in this constant, like, well, I know I'm supposed to make you learn this stuff, but I also know that it don't matter in the grand scheme of things, or, you know, and so I'm trying to give my children as much freedom and leeway. And you know, it's like, so we show up here at Herb Oracle and we do affirmations and we talk about how we want to give joy a place to live inside of us. And then what, I have to make my children learn things they're not interested in or don't make them joyful, you know? So it's like, it's sort of definitely something that, like, I don't know if you can relate, but it's like, you're like, how much do we follow along with the program that I know is bullshit? Well, less and less all the time, because it's like somebody needs to break it. You know, somebody needs to break the cycle of parents forcing their kids to do things that in their hearts, parents know that they shouldn't continue this indoctrination and they shouldn't do this. But they do it anyways because they're expected to do it. And society really has everybody trained. They do. They perpetuate. Holy man. So anyways, Motherwort's coming in with all these topics. That's what's been in my headspace. I should probably just take a little Motherwort. If it starts getting a little out of hand, Motherwort tincture will help calm your thoughts, calm you down, quiet your mind a little bit. So in this card, this Motherwort is tall. A stand of Motherwort towers over other vegetation. There's a woman's hands in the picture. She's got a bowline in one hand, and then she grasps a large clump of stems in the other. The prickly seeds scratch her, but she tightens her grip and begins the harvest. She vigorously cuts away at the dense forest of Motherwort. Now, mine has never been that happy to grow like that, so I'm thinking I should see where else she wants to live. My Motherwort is slowly moving herself from the side of the house to the front of the house, which is very interesting how she does that. And she might like it better there because it's it only gets the evening sun. So she might like that. We'll see. So the Madre of Air is what's in the headspace, and the Madre of Air is led by a deep sense of integrity. She cuts right to the point, even if it hurts. Ooh. Like bitter Motherwort, Her words may sometimes be hard to swallow, but clarity opens the path to truth. Clarity opens the path to truth. She knows her values and makes quick, rational decisions without doubting her choices. Just as motherwort softens those with a spiky disposition, right? In my podcast at Herbal Marie, I think I said she'll snap the bitch right out of you. The Madre of Air diffuses tension with others using humor and wit. She soothes unchecked emotions and allows common sense to come forward. She understands that execution of purpose comes best from a calm, loving center. Embrace your sharp edges. They create the container for your tenderness. So yeah, we've definitely got humor, a lot of humor in the headspace. Definitely cut right to the point, even if it hurts. But yeah, clarity does open the path to truth. And a lot of times I don't really engage with anybody other than myself, but I have to use this Madre of Air energy towards myself too, like make sure that I am knowing my own values, make sure I'm telling myself the way it is, honestly, and staying very close to my purpose and making sure that, I don't let myself get distracted from what I'm here to do. And I protect my tender heart with my sharp edges. But anyways, the Madre of Air says, make a bold declaration, cut something from your life today that will clear the path to truth. Experience the power of emotional stability. Take motherwort daily for at least 2 weeks and honor the lion-hearted one within you. Wear motherwort as an amulet for courage and strength. Wow. So be fierce in the service. Be fierce in service to the heart of the matter. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Quick bite. Deep nourishment. Yeah, so what's in the headspace? A deep sense of integrity. And cutting right to the point. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's our first card. What did you get? What's in your headspace? I love that Motherwort does say, like, let's see, let's declare, let's make a bold declaration, something that we're going to cut from our life today that will clear the path to truth. And we're going to experience the power of emotional stability. And we will honor the lion-hearted one within us. So yeah, I also think that, Motherwort is what an interesting timing with my sister. As much as I love her, I have to cut her from my life, because you cannot engage with a crazy person. Like, why would I lower myself in consciousness so that I can roll around with her on her ego playground, where she at this moment is being completely delusional, right? And it's like, see, people will sometimes, when they're, I don't know, man, meth, I don't know. It's like they'll attack you, say something that's not true. And then if you defend yourself, that is also the energy of attack. So when somebody does that, it's just best to not even engage or acknowledge them. One, because then I'm in the fight, and I'm not going to be in the fight, because I feel absolutely nothing being triggered with these crazy ass messages that she's sending me, because I know that she is crazy right now, and I also know that's not who she truly is. So I would be doing her a disservice if I recognized her in this state right now, because I know that in her soul is my soul's sister. Like, right? We are all one. We are all brothers. We're all sisters. And if she is attacking me, I'm not going to even participate in that because I know that is not the truth. So she can send me as many messages as she wants today because I don't have my ringer on. But it's like, oh man, what a good experience for me to be having right now because of what I've been reading in the Course in Miracles. The old me may have texted her back like, you know, you're crazy, you're on drugs, fuck the hell off, right? However, now I know not to even do that. And it's like, I have to just love her and know that, dang, her higher self meticulously set up a bunch of crazy shit for her to go through. And if she can wake up from this dream, this nightmare that she has created for herself, if she can wake up and know who she truly is, my sister is going to be like incredible because she's gone so far into the darkness. You know how like I get rubber banded and catapulted into the light just when I have a bad afternoon, right? Like even when I'm just a little bitchy, I get launched into the light. My sister would get rocketed into the light if she could come out of this. I mean, I have hope for her. Oh, she just sent me another text. Cat got your mouth? What? She wants me to fight with her. I'm not gonna fight with her. Okay, what'd she say now? You hide and shit? See, she's crazy. So anyways, you guys, shall we pull another card? All right, so what's in my heart space? And now, see, I can't tell my mom this is going on right now because, like, right now my mom is sitting with her old friend from high school who's getting this, like, intensive cancer treatment. And this friend can't be left alone. So she's asking people to, like, just come and be with her, you know? So my mom, I cannot never right now tell my mom. I could tell her later in person, but I don't want to upset my mom. But the thing is, my sister might be also at the same time sending my mom stuff. Anyways. Betsy really better watch out. Because like I said, I'm only on chapter 13. So I can pretty much hang in this peaceful place with her, you know, for quite some time. But, you know, Motherwort says, hey, maybe what she needs is someone to say, I know that you're on drugs, and I know this is absolutely insane of you right now. She needs to chill. All right, so anyways, here we go. Anything crazy in your life or just mine? It's not my life. This is like literally, this is not in my life because I am Motherwort in my life and I defend my space and I have made sure to cut out all the bullshit I can in my life. That's why in this house, it's just me and my kids because it's like, it was even like, you know, my ex-husband, like that negativity, that was intense. All right, so I hope this is our second card. What's in your heart space? The Hermit. All right, yeah, I am alone right now. I am alone with me and my little bears that are all bigger than me now. Because I just have to. And that's the other thing. I know I'm all over the place now because she really distracted me and I could have pushed pause and not told you anything, but hey, I probably have at least a handful of listeners who has, you know, a drug addicted sibling in their life and you're probably sick of their bullshit too. I know, they're selfish, aren't they? Drug addicts are the most selfish people I've ever met. Ever. So anyways, that's why I show up. I'm honest. I've never deleted one of my podcasts, and trust me, there are a few that I should delete. But I'm not, because there is always that potential that what I'm going through or have been through, someone can relate to. And it's when I'm done with this, it'll be done. I'm not, it's like I'm not gonna let it eat at me or nothing. But back to the book I'm reading, The Star Woman. It is also really, really showing me how, I was really resisting the idea of being alone, flying solo, not having a lover, right? It ate me up for months and months and months and, all that. Now I'm really okay with it. So it's freaking hilarious to me that the card that wanted to come out for heart space, like, because I was shuffling and I was thinking about it, and it like came out like that and spun around. It's the Hermit, because I've kind of allowed myself to acknowledge, I cannot believe this, but something happened and now I'm cool being alone. One, because I know I'm never alone. I have all this Holy Spirit and guides and Arcturians and energy and my higher self. Like, everybody's all around me all the time. I can feel them. Like, so I don't feel alone. I have dogs and children. I'm not alone. But, I thought I needed a lover. I mean, I would enjoy one. I'm still just going to say that. At some point I would, enjoy one. But right now, in October, November, December, January, like for the next 5 months, I'm cool. I'm cool with not having a lover, because I realize how important, and I get reminders in these Lynn V. Andrew books all the time, how important it is for me right now to be physically without a man, because I need to do this inner work. I need to have these spiritual moments, aha moments, these spiritual awakening moments of stepping into my true power. And I'll just say it, like, guys make me stupid. Do you know, like, as soon as I think I have a crush on somebody, like, I just give them all my power, and I love them, and they make me giddy, and I'm like dumb as a doornail, right? Because that's what physicalness does to me sometimes. So it's like I kind of need to just know that, like, there's a reason, a very big reason for me to have this solo witch hermit time for myself. And I am in such appreciation now. Like, I always knew it was hey, if I'm supposed to have a lover, I'll have one. Why do you think you shouldn't have a lover right now? Because I don't have one. If I was supposed to have one, he'd be sitting here next to me, rubbing my feet. Thank you. But anyways, so it's like I'm really stepping into this okayness, not even just okay, loving my alone, quote, alone time, loving my aloneness. I don't feel lonely. I'm alone, but I don't feel lonely. And it feels really good. All right, let me put this deck over here. So what's in my heart space? The Hermit, right? Just me in my heart space right now. Of course, everyone's in there. That's the irony. When you don't just focus your special love on one person, you learn the lesson that your love is actually for everyone. But the ego makes us think, oh, these are my people. This is my person. This is the only person I love. Well, then you don't love the world, and you don't love everyone, and you don't love sometimes even yourself, because you're like giving all your love to them. So I am love. I love, right? Because that's who I am. And if there's a special person, great, you give them love. But really, everybody can get your love. And just flow it in every moment. So that's been one of the lessons that being alone has taught me. I might actually be a more loving person without a boyfriend, because then I'm not just overwhelming him with all my love. And it is overwhelming. And trust me, I do know how to overwhelm someone with my love because I have a lot of love. But it's like, why don't you put that into everything and everyone? So yeah, the hermit might seem like a person who's alone, but that person who's alone might potentially be the most loving person around, because it's just what it is. Oh my God, say, to get to the fucking point, what it is that it's given me an opportunity to practice and become someone who's able to unconditionally love everyone and everything, even my crazy ass sister. So it's like I'm given this opportunity to become more loving because there's no conditions. It's just a vibration that I'm getting to know, a frequency. And I think this is like the best thing that's ever happened to me, being alone. Really, it's been good. It's been good for me. So in the heart space, Usnia, the hermit, withdraw into sacred solitude. Gather treasures from the darkness. Emerge with the light. Yeah, so that's it. It's like, what's going on in your heart space? You coming in here, you meditating, you closing your eyes, you going into your darkness to emerge with the light. That's what's been going on in the heart space, what we've been feeling. Yeah, it's like we've been feeling all the feelings, right? Well, we kind of talked about that even just yesterday, like some of those moments of like when I first was like drowning because I thought I needed someone else beside me in order to swim, right? I had to actually let myself go into that feeling where I couldn't breathe. I was trying to breathe mud. You know, that's how codependency feels when you're like being faced with the fact that like you thought you needed another human being to live. No, that is not your truth, and that is a hard truth to swallow. So I felt all the feelings. I've gone into the darkness, and yep, the only thing you come back with is the light. And it's good. So as we go into these winter months and with my hairy legs, that's another great thing. Like, I'm just so hairy right now, and I love it. And there's no man in my life to tell me to shave, as there should never be. And that's the thing. Like, it's making me realize all these superficial things that I thought I had to do. I don't have to do those. Oh, I do not have to shave my legs unless I want to. So anyways, I love the winter months. And I love being cozy. And I love this idea that it's like I'm going to have lots of extra time that I've never had before in my adult life, because I've always had a man to tend to, or just that would distract me. I'm gonna have all this extra time to withdraw into sacred solitude. Like, put it in your date book, honey. Every single night, it's you going in to you to gather treasures, to emerge with more light. So we're looking at a wreath of Usnia on the snowy ground. Okay, like it's fresh snow, this beautiful wreath. There's all kinds of fun stuff in the wreath, like rose hips and cottonwood twigs and dandelion roots and pine cones and feathers from the crow and the gull. So this wreath is very, very interesting. On the top of the wreath, which, because it's on the side, it will be on the left side, there are 3 quartz crystals, and they're pointing north. Of course, I do have to recognize that right now, because this card is on its side, they're pointing west. They're pointing towards water. They're pointing towards right? The feeling your feelings. That's what water always represents to me. And then on the bottom, which usually would be south, but now it is east, right? Wind. There is a single owl feather. So that to me says, what's in your heart right now? A single owl feather, right? Fly free. Give yourself this opportunity to be free in your heart space. You know, one of the worst things about being married was that, like, I felt like I had to take on his emotional baggage. So my heart was heavy a lot of the times, you know. And like now, I don't have to do that. I can literally fly as free as I want with my love. Like now that I have nobody, quote, special, I literally can love everybody. And I'm not just saying I'm going to go whore around. Like I'm saying like I can, with good knowing in my heart, like send every person, every man that I see love, you know. And then if you have a special lover in your life, you don't feel like you're allowed to do that, even in an unconditional way. It's just so crazy how the ego gets y'all weird. That's definitely a theme today, you guys. You know, the ego makes us think that when we worry about someone, we're loving them. The ego makes us think that like we can't send love to everyone if we have like, you know, our special people. The ego needs to be broken up with, absolutely. Because we really would be having more love in our life if we get out of these old constructs and these old limiting belief systems. So that's what I'm really feeling like I want to celebrate with this Hermit card. There's a candle in the center of the wreath of the offering. So rest and stillness are good medicine. Go within and listen for your own voice. And I've been running around in circles. If I was listening to this podcast, I'd probably turn it off and listen to my own voice too. Anyways, clarity is found in places empty of others' thoughts and ideas. So that's funny I said that, but it's true. Like you can only listen to other people to a certain extent. So yeah, hang out with me today, pull some cards, but then forget me. Forget everything I said. Forget everyone. Forget everyone's opinion. Forget everyone else's thought and listen for your own voice. Go within and rest and be still. Withdraw into sacred solitude and listen for your own voice. Clarity is found in places empty of others' thoughts and ideas. So yeah, in my heart space right now, I really do just need to be in there by myself. I just need to be in there like the hermit by myself so I can get to know myself and hear myself and find the clarity. So both Motherwort and Usnea are bringing in a message of clarity. Usnea is also called old man's beard. It grows long and healthy on trees where the air is clean. So the hermit says, find your mountain. Ask for guidance from nature. There are many gifts to be gathered in dark times, like rose hips and cottonwood and pine cones. Seek understanding from the allies you encounter during your time alone. So Usnea is a reliable fire starter. It could save your life on a cold night, just as the perfect insight can warm a dying soul. When you are ready, let wisdom glow. And I feel that so much because, you know, like when I'm reading these, like when I'm reading the Native American books and reading Star Woman last night, I allow that fire to burn, that glowing ball of wisdom to grow in my heart space. And, you know, I was actually sitting here at my desk last night rendering a video for my YouTube channel, and I've had this cutout picture from an old calendar that's been on the wall for as long as I can remember. And she's a tree woman, and she's got her hands and her branchy fingers up. And on her chest, right above her swirly heart, red heart, is flames, fire, right? A glowing light inside of us, our own inner sun, our own inner fire that just can glow with the ambers of wisdom, and allow that to be cultivated. So anyways, Usnea does want us to slow down. Like, it's a slow week, you guys. Lavender, slow down. Motherwort, she slows down the heart rate. Like, everybody's just like, slow down, slow down. Create a wisdom nest. Usnea says if you want to craft with the Hermit, add allies and symbols that guide your quest for understanding. And maybe even if you do have access to Usnea, I don't Usnea. I don't know Usnea. I don't. You could make fire starters with it and light them before beginning council with a sacred circle. So I just love this image. I will think of this image later. Absolutely. Like this would be a good card. This Hermit card from the Herb Crafters Tarot would be a good card to like sit on your altar or in your little special card holder, and just as anytime you see it, you're reminded to withdraw into that inner place, into that sacred solitude. And you'll see all these little berries and feathers and pine cones and dandelion roots within this beautiful wreath. And you say, oh yeah, I'm supposed to gather the treasures from the darkness. And then you see the candle in the center and you go, yep, and emerge with the light. All right, moving on with our new moon in Libra spread by the divine journey. Don't forget the dots or you won't find her. The divine journey. So we're on our third card. So we're on the scales now. Nurture and then release. 3 and 4 is nurture and release. So our last two cards is what we want to focus on and what we want to let go of. And, I just ran around the house real quick. Okay, I had to, because for my podcast, I turn off the heat so you don't hear the furnace kicking on and blowing in the background. It is getting a little chilly in here. But I got my electric foot warmer pad on the floor. Man, I got my electric foot warmer, my electric tea warmer. I'm really plugged in, like a little more than I'd like to be. But it's nice to also be warm and have warm drink. I love warm drink. Okay, so we've got the head space up there. We've got the heart space laying underneath it. And it's so cool that I did get the Hermit because it looks good on its side. You could rotate this card anyway and it would look right. It would look appropriate and beautiful. And I really want an owl feather. I hope a cool feather finds me this week. I don't usually ask for much from the universe, but I would like a cool feather. Please. And I want the crows to come into my yard, please. That's all I want right now. I'm not even asking for a lover. I'm asking for a special feather and for crows to come into my yard and tap on my window in the morning to wake me up. And I can feed them. I can feed them as they sit on my shoulder. That's all I'm asking for. Okay. All right, that's it. Cool. Here we go. Third card, get ready to pull yourself one. This is what you want to focus on. This is your nurture card. What do you want to focus on right now? Well, I'm going to answer it before we even pull a card. We're going to focus on love and joy and doing things that are enjoyable and peaceful. And you know what I did last night? I had to do some computer work. So on the speakers, I opened up soundcloud.com and I searched for Nora N Pure, Nora, Nora, ENN Pure, Pure. And she has her Purified radio show, her hour-long show that she does every Monday. And it's the most beautiful music. And you can just have it playing, and sometimes it's relaxing, and sometimes you might want to move your body. It's a deep house, so you'll like it. You'll like it. And I just let that play while I was doing work, and I really just enjoyed. So anyways, put on some good music today if you can, and take it easy. Lavender wants us to take it easy. The new moon in Libra, now that it's freaking rocked us, wants us to take it easy. Many of us are going to start bleeding today, so take it easy. And yeah, nurture that. Nurture fun, nurture joy, nurture love, nurture openness, right? All these higher energies coming into you, open to them, nurture that. Yeah, what else do you want to nurture? What do you want to focus on? What do you want to focus on? What to focus on? Let's see what the deck says. What to focus on? I'm going to do the top card. And it is Rosemary, Curandura of Air. Now, it is reversed, and I will let it be reversed because it is. And it looks awesome reversed. It really does. Okay, so this is the Curandura that has the tattooed arm, like the faded feathers. And so it looks like the mind is boggled seeing it as on a diagonal going outward. So what to focus on? There's nothing but arms so far. I mean, there's no arms in the Hermit card, but there's arms in the Motherwort on a diagonal line, and now here's the diagonal arm of Rosemary. So usually this Curandura of Air is holding up the rosemary in honor, towards the sky. Well, now that it's reversed, it almost looks like she's holding it. The blue is below, so she could be holding it down towards water. So that is interesting. It's in the west here, on the left side. What to nurture? Yeah, I really feel like we're supposed to nurture more feelings. Yeah, more good feelings. Absolutely. Now let's see what Rosemary says. Also, Rosemary, I feel a lot of Mother Mary energy with that. Unconditional love. What to focus on? Offering, right? This hand looks like it could be offering down towards someone, sharing the rosemary, sharing the unconditional love. The Curanduras are the healers. And Rosemary says, adopt a story and pass it on. With pen, song, or brush, tell your story. What is remembered lives. What is remembered lives. So I'm laughing because it's like, if I add up all my podcasts and videos, well over 1,000, because I have almost 1,000 videos on my YouTube, I think. I'll have to check on that. It's getting close, I'm sure. It's almost to 1,000. I've got over 300 here, over 100 at Herbal Marie. I have another podcast that was my original podcast that I just used to record random spiritual things, and I'm doing for A Course in Miracles. It's called Sadecast. So I just upload whatever the fuck I want there. So if you add those in too, it's kind of an interesting thought for me that even long after I'm super dead, like not just dead, but super dead, like I've been dead a long time, my voice, as long as the internet continues to host it, lives on. So that's kind of a crazy thing to think about in a lot of ways. At least here in the dream. It'll live on in the dream as long as we need the dream here. But yeah, so if you want to perpetuate something good, then pass it on. If you want to nurture something that you feel like should exist, that should be remembered, or that future generations would benefit from it, then you need to tell your story. You know, this is what we should be nurturing. Telling the story that we want to repeat. You know, there's a saying, history repeats itself. Yeah, only because we focus on it. But between you and me, history sort of sucks. And I don't think we should continue to perpetuate it. So anyways, we need to start perpetuating a story that serves humanity. A story that will serve and benefit our children, our children's children, and so on and so forth. You know, what do you want to be remembered for? I really think every mother should, you know, do some sort of publication, even if it's just for her family, of the stories and memories that she would like to remind her adult children of when they're older. You know, like, I think it's a good idea to write things down. Absolutely. So anyways, share your story, tell your story, sing your story, draw your story, paint your story, adopt a story, and pass it on. Even if it's not your story, but you just freaking love it, pass it on. What is remembered lives. So what do we need to nurture? Rosemary and the Curandura of Air say you need to nurture your stories now. You need to be the dreamer that is awake in the dream. You can create in dream time through stories. So be really mindful of the stories that you're telling yourself and others. Be really, really, really full of clarity and deliberation of what stories you are perpetuating. So it is a wild and unruly rosemary bush, like the biggest rosemary bush you've ever friggin' seen. It's growing on the side of a shed. The building, it's like that bluish white paint, really weathered looking. It could be painted, absolutely. Even some of the rosemary is starting to flower, little purple flowers. There's an old woman that grips a bundle of fresh sprigs in her hand, her arm decorated with a faded wing tattoo. She offers it up to the sky. Now she's offering it now over and down to the water. It's my story. I'll tell it like I want. The Curandura of Air is calm and collected. She agrees with what Kagam Trungpa taught about spiritual materialism. And this quote goes, "Wisdom is not an ancient relic to be collected, but inspiration for new awareness." So what do we want to focus on? What do we want to nurture? Right? We want to nurture what we are taking from the past and what we want to put into the future. She knows that the medicine of rosemary enhances cognitive function. Her mind is sharp and quick, but she talks very little. She understands that words have wings. So she speaks only when she has something meaningful to offer. She is a wonderful listener. She says, "Tell me more." People are drawn to her honesty. Just as rosemary clears the mind, her counsel brings clarity and inspires peace. All right, so now all three cards have said the word clarity. So we really, don't you just want to make a little bit of rosemary tea right now or go out in the garden? Mine was alive 2 days ago. I'll have to go check it. Just a little chomp of rosemary. Ooh, bringing in that curandura of air energy. Really bring in that madre of air energy, and the usnea, which is also thrives in the clean air energy. We really want to be clear. Ooh, we really want to be clear at this point on and forever, I suppose. Like, why would you ever not want to be clear? But yeah, so many messages of clarity. We need to nurture clarity. We need to nurture and focus on peace. Yeah, we do need to let other people talk to us, right? Mother Mary, Rosemary, Mother Mary has a message of peace all the time. She says, let go of the need to be right and choose peace. So let go of the need to always be a know-it-all, to always be right, to always express your opinion. Like, there is such benefit sometimes to just being the receptive ear, the receiver, like letting other people talk. Letting other people, not that you have to, Hermit says you don't have to listen to them. But what you're doing is letting them gain clarity through you. It's like in the Course in Miracles, it's always saying, like, the way we get, like, through your brother, that's how you offer the gift of salvation. You know? So those are religious-y words, but, like, so you could also say, like, through your brother, through your sister, you offer the gift of clarity, right? So this, there are things that we conjure through each other. Interesting. All right, so call a story circle, make a rosemary crown to be worn by the storyteller. If you want to craft, there's always some cute ideas in this book. Enhance your memory. Add fresh rosemary to your cold water. You could do a cold water infusion. Just put a sprig in there. And yeah, inspire your writing. Begin your journal session with a rosemary palm inhalation. Do I still have rosemary here? Let's see, everlasting. That might be rosemary. The labels almost wore off. Yep, there it is. So a palm inhalation or a palm tent, you put one drop in your hands, rub them together, and then hover in front of your face. And inhale. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, it'll do that to you. Yeah, there we go. Good. So anyways, that'll wake you up. That will wake you up. All right, so what do we want to nurture? The stories we tell and what we express. And make your words count, because your words have wings. They have wings. Your words are going to fly away. Your words have power. Your words are spells. What you speak of will manifest. So make the words that come out of your mouth blessings. Make the stories that you tell be ones that are worth being remembered, because they're beneficial to the highest good of the all. Mother, where it says, remember, you're here to love. You're here to love. Not worry, not add to fear, not stress out. You're here to love. And the Hermit says, yeah, and where you're going to find that love is in your heart space. So get in there. All right, let's do our last card. What do you want to let go of? Everything. What do you want to let go of? Okay, so let's see here. Now that my hands are feeling fresh with the rosemary oil. Oh, that is so good. I should just do that at the beginning. Why do I have to be reminded of these things? Oh, what do I want to let go of? It seems like my memory, it's like, why don't I remember to do that? Well, I didn't need to do it, I guess, or I don't know. You can't remember everything, but you can have clarity and know what you need to know when you need to know it. So let's maybe let go of the expectation that we are supposed to act like computers. We're not computers. We are human beings. We are feeling beings. And what do we need to let go of? It came off the bottom very clearly. Oh my God, it's cannabis. I knew it. I knew I wasn't supposed to be smoking pot. Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting because it's the justice card. So it's like, what do we need to release? I really feel it's this justice that's like, I'm the one who has to bring justice. I'm here to be judgmental, right? We need to let that go. We need to let the idea go that we're the ones that have to put down the hammer of justice. No, actually we don't. Because we've talked about this so many times in the past month. The universe, in its basic metaphysical laws, will actually take care of that. You know, whether you call it karma being imposed or just all energy being returned, like there already is a natural justice system set up in this dimension. And if we could just release ourselves from feeling like we're the ones who have to make sure, like we don't actually have to pursue any bad guys, right? And sometimes as light workers, you think you need to bring down the cabal. Actually, you don't need to be aggressive. What you need to do is shine your light. Okay, now this made me laugh because it is cannabis. And last couple weeks, like I've been like, whoa, like my reality is getting so freaking weird. I personally would not want to add cannabis to this. I don't need to. I don't need to alter with a plant right now, personally, because everything's already becoming very altered. You know, as I break up with my illusions, as I let go of some of the belief systems, like literally the Course in Miracles is shredding reality as I knew it. And I appreciate that. But at the same time, it's like, dude, don't get high because you'll lose your shit. Because you're already weird AF, so just don't. But anyways, let's see what it says in the book, because I want to see how this also relates to what we can let go of. I mean, hey, if you were just getting ready to light that bowl, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying, for me personally, I think cannabis has served its purpose when it did serve, but it's not maybe something that I need to keep smoking. And I'm not really a big smoker, but like, you know, like I think the plant will have purpose in other ways. Absolutely. Actually, this is probably going to talk about hemp too. What am I even looking for? Number 11, justice. I'm just saying things are changing for me in that department. Not that I'm giving up my last bud, just in case. You got to hold on to one last one, just in case. But like personally, I think that like here's the thing. And Bashar explained this one time, and now I really get it. One time, you know, Daryl Anka, he channels Bashar, and then I'll read from the book. Some type of dude came up to the mic one time, and he was like, I just wanted to know what you thought about smoking weed. You know, like he totally just asked that question. And Bashar said, it's okay to do it, but you humans don't need to do it as often as you think you do. And the whole point was, like, if, say, like you connect with a shamanic plant, or we'll just use cannabis now, okay? So because it's mind altering and it's enhancing, and that's how I've received some big downloads of clarity when I was super stuck, and like I was really it was helpful. It was helpful. But what Bashar said was, once you learn of its frequency, just like any other frequency, you can tap into it even without it. So, and I get that because I can tap into the frequency of love. I can tap into the frequency of happiness and laughter and joy and emotions. Like, I'm an emotional master on a lot of levels, because if I just want to feel a certain way, I'll feel it, right? You can just decide to do it. So once you tap into the frequency of this plant, and you might actually need the plant for it to teach you what that is, you actually always have access to it if you know how to tap into its energy, into its frequency. It's kind of like, even if you didn't have rosemary, you could tap into the energy of rosemary and what it wants to teach you. You could tap into motherwort without having a motherwort tincture, because there is a spirit with every plant. Every single plant is consciousness. So it's like, that's what he meant by, yeah, it's okay to smoke it, but you don't need to smoke it really even after that first time, even though humans decide to, because we're just a bunch of addictive pigs. But it's like, you don't need to as often as you think you do. So anyways, interesting topic. Okay, let's see what Justice says. Seek the truth, make informed decisions, consider the consequences of your actions. So, I mean, that don't really seem like something that we need to let go of, except that I just said Mother Mary reminds us that we need to let go of the need to be right. So since it's politics season, that is a good reminder. Like, do you really need to argue? Do you really need to Democrat versus Republican? Do you really need to? Is this a story that you want to continue to perpetuate? Is this are these the words that you want to give flight to? Because they are going to fly away and they're going to land somewhere. Okay, your words. So it's like, yeah, well, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. It's like, seek the truth, but then it's like, at some point, okay, here's an example. At some point you have to ask yourself, is this where I want to be leading my energy? So you could be like, well, I want to seek the truth. And then here you go, you find yourself going down a rabbit hole looking for the truth. Yeah, you might find the quote truth, but is that the energy that you want to give wings to? Is that the story that you want to recreate? Is that the truth that you want your reality to be? Because there's lots of different truths. Which one do you want, and which ones do you want to let go of? So there's also a saying in the universe that's floating around called, every truth is valid. And they are. But which one do you want to perpetuate? Which truth do you want to be in your reality, in your experience? So cannabis is saying there are going to be a lot of truths that you might want to release. I'm just totally pausing for that to sink in, right? Because you're like, but politics, it's true. Yeah. But is that the truth that you want to have on the new earth? Or is that a truth that it may have well been true, but we're going to release it now because it's not our preferred truth? All right, so anyways, there's a mandala of cannabis that's lying on the top of a copy of the Declaration of Independence, written on hemp paper. There is some rich cannabis oil, there's some salve, there's some tinctures, and capsules are all set out on display. There's some thread, there's a jar of dried buds. There's a lot of cannabis on this table. There are some vitamin-packed hemp seeds scattered around the table. And hemp seeds are so freaking good on yogurt with honey. I love them. And a little bit of cinnamon. So, it's not saying like when I say I'm not, I don't think like we need to smoke cannabis. It doesn't mean that we don't need to eat it. It doesn't mean that we can't use a tincture or an oil or a salve or capsules or whatever. Like, I actually have some cannabis tincture on the shelf that I made and I never tried because I don't need it yet, but I might need it. Like, I love this plant, but I'm just saying, you don't smoke motherwort. You don't smoke your rosemary. You don't really smoke your usnea unless you're trying not to die of, get frozen, right? It could save your life if you light it on fire, but you're not smoking it. Like, there are very few herbs that we think that we should smoke, right? So I'm just saying, like, cannabis for a lot of people, it don't go well with them when they smoke it. But don't condemn the whole plant. You just need to release smoking it. But you can still use it in your face cream because it makes you pretty. Right? It makes a nice lip balm too. Sometimes it tastes weird, but like, I like to put my hemp salve everywhere. I need it. The Declaration of Independence was written on hemp paper. Yeah, don't condemn cannabis and hemp, but there might be certain aspects of it that you can release. All right, now politics, we could probably release a lot of it. The personal is political. Clarity, there's clarity for the fourth time, every single time, clarity. Clarity and understanding are necessary before making a decision. So yeah, until the 1900s, 75% of the world's paper was made from hemp. Yeah, dude, we need to quit cutting down trees for paper, like for real. And especially toilet paper and stuff like that. We try to switch to hemp if you can. Now, I use reusable cotton flannel wipes as my toilet paper for when I pee. And then when I poop, I use baby wipes. I know it's like one extreme to the other. Like, and I'm saving the world. And then for when I need to wipe my ass, I'm using a butt wipe. I'm being pampered. Leave me alone. But anyways, yeah, it's like if you have a choice between tree paper and hemp paper, especially for disposables, we should probably make the switch. If you're still even using paper towels, like, what's wrong with using dish towels and washing them? Just saying. All right, so anyways, we need to get hemp back into paper production in the biggest way. Now, this goes on to talk about a campaign targeting people of color, criminalized marijuana use, and shifted popular opinion, leading to the perception of cannabis as a dangerous drug. Yeah, and they probably did that on purpose, absolutely. Like they said, a campaign. Once again, don't trust your fucking government. The loss of a valued remedy for pain and mental illness, as well as a sustainable source of clothing and paper, is minor compared to the continued impact the campaign has had on people of color. The recent legalization of marijuana further complicates the issue. The unfolding story of cannabis teaches about imbalances of power. When life asks for your ruling, arm yourself with information from all sides, stand on the side of truth, and fight for what is right. Now, I'm going to say something that might ruffle some feathers. Now, on the surface, it seems like, yeah, we should do all that. However, we're talking about stories today and the ones we want to perpetuate. And now this is the card of what we are supposed to let go of and release. Do you think the story of an imbalance of power is something that we want to take into the future with us? Do you want to continue to perpetuate a story that says some people have more power than other people? Or do you think we should let that go and start talking about stories that say all people are powerful? Every human being is sovereign. Every human being is powerful. See what I mean? Like, we are perpetuated to and indoctrinated to think that, oh, we have to keep saying that certain people don't have power, certain people have been taken advantage of, and oh, because that's history, that's the truth. Okay, but is that the story that we want to give wings to? Is that what we want to keep recreating? There, in absolutely no circumstance do I want to continue to tell a story that keeps you weak. I want to tell the story that says you are strong, you are powerful, you are sovereign. There is equality. I want to start hearing stories of equality, because what we talk about, that's what we manifest. Nobody ever wants to tell the story of equality. And guess what? Equality never manifests because we don't focus upon it. So I really feel like cannabis is saying a lot of these stories that we perpetuate, that we think are right and justified to do, actually are not serving us, because they're keeping us down. They're keeping us in the illusion, in the game. They're not letting us rise above into clarity, because they're a bunch of fucking lies. Not that I'm saying things didn't happen, but if someone tells you that you are not powerful and you are weak, that is a lie. You are powerful. You are powerful just as anyone else. So I know it's like people be like, yeah, but bad things happen. Like, and it's true. They really did have a campaign that undermined the black man. Absolutely. And they did it on purpose so that they could convince black men, I'll just be specific here, black men in the biggest way, that they were not powerful and they did not have opportunity, and they, you know what I'm saying? And then so this campaign made everybody be like, oh yeah, and they're all on drugs, right? And so then we're all feeding this story, and now they want us to perpetuate it. They want us to keep the story going. And it's not in the name of equality. It's in the name of keeping people under their thumb. It's in the name of keeping people disadvantaged. It's in the name, them saying, oh, this is history, this is the truth, this is the story we want you to talk about. Yeah, it's keeping people disempowered. And cannabis is saying, you might want to check that shit. You might want to reevaluate if that's something that you want to keep on, or if that's something you want to release now. So we can all benefit from this message, because it's like, how many times do I tell my disempowered story? How many times, once a week, do I fall into victimhood? Do I fall into, woe is me, let's have a pity party, my grandma screwed me out of $60,000, right? How many times do I tell a story that is not good for me or for anybody, right? Because like, I'm lowering my energy when I do that. I'm taking away my power. I'm thinking this is only as good as it gets. I'm thinking that I don't have the means when I damn well do. I damn well do, because I'm a sovereign being just like you. So I feel like cannabis is saying there's a lot of stuff that you're indoctrinated to think is the right thing to do. But if you take a step back and look at it energetically, there might be parts of it that it's time to let it go. And because of Rosemary and her storytelling, it's like, let's specifically look at some of this stuff and see what we don't want so we can release it, because we're smart cookies now. We're smart cookies, and we know that our words have wings, and we know that what we talk about perpetuates, and we know that what we focus on grows, and we want a good story to take flight. We want the good vibes and the good light, right? We want good stuff. We want that inner light. We want everyone to know that they are powerful and sovereign and peaceful and beautiful and lovable and just everything. Anybody that's ever been pushed down into a place where they felt less than, don't you just want to lift them up? Don't you just want everyone to feel good? Don't you just want everyone to ascend into frequencies that are beautiful? So anyways, we got a lot of messages, and there's Motherwort at the top saying, yep, and the way you do that, you don't worry about them, you love them. If you want to lift somebody up that you know could use it, you don't focus on what's going wrong. You don't focus on their weakness. You don't even acknowledge it. What you do is send them love and light. What you do is shine your light upon them and let them reflect it back to you. What you do is you forget about the past. What you do is not worry about the future. What you do is stay here in this moment, right now, and feel that freedom, and feel that love, and feel that light. And that is the story of sovereignty that we want to perpetuate. Wow, holy shit, you guys. And guess what? My tea is still warm. So let's just talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about hot tea. Let's talk about music that we love. Let's talk about feeling good. Let's talk about the beautiful things that we see in nature. Let's talk about rosemary. Let's talk about motherwort. Let's talk about usnea. Let's talk about cannabis. All right, because that salve really did make your rash go away, didn't it? There's always something good to talk about. So choose wisely. And all 4 herbal allies today really hit it home with that message of clarity. So my personal goal is, before I open up my mouth or send a message or whatever, I'm going to be super clear. Is this what I want to perpetuate? Is this what I want to be feeding into? Is this something I even want to be involved in? Is this something I want to be associated with? Is this the truth that I want to manifest? Is this something of benefit? Is this, you know what I mean? I'm just going to check myself again and again and again. And then when I'm clear on it, that's when I'll make the positive impact. So make your words count, make your writings count, make your stories count. You are so powerful. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks again to the Divine Journey on Instagram for her new moon in Libra tarot spread here on Tarot Tuesday at Herb Oracle. Huh, ho. Good morning.
morning, and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go.